Hello everyone, it's Man of Interest here, and it's time for This Week in Keyboards. This week, we have some news, but of course we have some news. What kind of show would this be without any news? Just an overzealous American yelling at the clouds. Wait, that sounds like Florida. Fortunately, I'm not in Florida, which means we have some main topics to talk about in the keyboard news, followed by the rapid fire. Let's get to it. Our first topic today is the group buy for GMK Minimal 2 by Younglad and Quadepo. You can grab the base kit on Dixie with my affiliate link for $99, which makes it a very competitive base kit versus a lot of sets running right now. To help drop the price, the numpad is separated, which is a boon or a bane for people in our hobby. The color kit, I think, has a pretty nice gentle RGB going for it that works well with the entire set. Probably the only part of this set that I am not a personal fan of is just the mono kit. If you don't have a white on black kind of set, you should really consider GMK Minimal 2, since the price is nice and it's a clean set, simple and clean. While having a black on white set wouldn't be in my top 5 recommendations, I'd still rate it highly, so would a ton of other people. This is a set that'll probably see healthy group buy numbers when all is said and done. Check it out through my affiliate link if it's your cup of tea. Maybe it is, I don't know. I'm probably not going to get it, but that's okay. I still highly recommend it for people who are looking for a set like that. Speaking of cups of tea and preferences, how do you all feel about the empty space on the bottom of your case? Empty space. Because on our next topic, it's going to be the Box 75 by DKS, which features this interesting table leg aesthetic and has protrusions from the accents which lift the back of the case off the table. On top of the keyboard, I think it looks pretty slick, and I like how on the top you can see the lines meeting the horizontal band on the back and some of the sides. I don't like that method of tilt, unfortunately, in propping up the board with all that extra space underneath. I'm a bit worried about how this keyboard will sound overall, but aside from that, I think it's a striking board that will have a lot of people signing up for that 50 unit raffle. The typing angle, 7 degrees, and the 1.5mm plate is available in aluminum and polycarbonate. The plate will be top mount O-ring burger mounted, and the kit will also include plate and case foam to help with the sound. Colors at the time of writing are black confirmed and silver TBD. At the given moment, I'm kinda done with 75%. I won't deny, quite a bit of this board does look nice. Speaking of looking nice, this next topic definitely blew me away in terms of aesthetics. It's the Alix 40 by Tokyo Coffee Nerd. This is a 40% 1U Alice style plateless acrylic keyboard, kind of like a mix between the Prime E and the Plonk. The Alix will be limited to 100 units and will feature a PCB isolated and mounted on silicone shock absorbers. Interesting. It's going to give it a very bouncy typing feel. Case is a flat 0 degrees. It's gonna have hot swap, Bluetooth, cool, and RGBs, of course, RGBs. But then again, who'd want RGBs when you have these beautiful 2 colorways right here? I mean, they look so lovely. I'm not even into 40% boards that much, but I'd be so down to clown with this board. It actually has all the alphas I would want in order to make it, a usable 40% for me. And I think the PCB mounting method, really, it's just like overshadowed by the amazing colors present on the board. While worth giving it a hard think, I don't think keyboard shorting won't be an issue because it's all acrylic, so I guess you don't have to worry about that. As long as the shock absorbers have enough give for bounciness, but not too much where you're constantly hitting the bottom, it's going to work out really well. But it's probably a non-issue. The actual issue I have, which is the major downside of this board, it's going to be that price tag. Over $550 per keyboard when the group buy runs at the end of this month. Will I get one? No. Would I get one if I had $550 extra? Possibly. But still, I wish Tokyo Coffee Nerd the best with this board. I think it's going to be a smash hit with 40% enthusiasts. Speaking of smash hits, I guess the Cyberboard counts as a smash hit. The Cyberboard by Angry Meow is a keyboard inspired by Tesla's Cybertruck, and we've seen this board on the channel before, and recently they've launched their Indiegogo. Not only did it launch recently, but it also very recently sold every single early bird board listed. That's 250 boards in total, costing $410 for all the colors except for Vape White, which went for $490. The price will increase for the remaining 750 boards, costing folks $680 per keyboard, with the Vape White color going for $816. Yikes. But how about the board? What are people paying for exactly? Well, the Cyberboard has a steep-ish 10-degree typing angle, and the plate is top-mounted with a 3.4mm silicone mute mount, which is just basically a silicone mat between the PCB and plate to help absorb switch vibrations. The PCB is going to be hot swappable, and 75% layout, of course, Bluetooth 5.0. Yeah, the main star of the show, of course, it's going to be that LED panel on the back. 200 LED lamp beads. I'm sure we'll see memes and designs aplenty from people programming whatever on the back of their boards. In addition to that mute mount I mentioned between the plate and PCB, there's also going to be a conical dampener in the base itself to reduce more vibrations past that in the board. I'd consider the Cyberboard, for the novelty of it, at $410, but at almost $700 will count me out, although I'm sure some Twitch DJs would love this with their setup to add another visual light show. Ultimately, the prices have escaped what I think are worth. People like gentle curves on their sides of their keyboards, right? Well, if you're like that, you're in luck with this next keyboard, because our next interest check is the Isla. The Isla is a 60% gasket-mounted board with pretty simple aesthetics and subdued looks. The typing angle is a relaxing 4.5 degrees, and the front height is 18.6 millimeters, making this not a killer for the small wristed out there. It'll be first come, first serve group buy with between 1 and 200 units available, probably closer to 200 than 1. Price is unfortunately TBD, but I don't suspect it'll be anything out of the ordinary for a board like this. You're going to be getting the case, an aluminum plate or brass plate, aluminum plate, brass weight, daughter board, JST cable, Torx screws, so bring out your screwdriver kits, and of course the gasket for the plate and PCB. If you're not familiar with this style of mounting, you basically take a big O-ring, it goes between the plate and PCB, and that kind of friction mounts into the case without any screws for standoffs or anything, and there's basically little standoffs on the side that the gasket rests on to prevent the PCB from just falling all the way down and shorting. A few other keyboards do this in the community, and from my experience, they can work out pretty well in terms of typing feel. The main change between the current prototype pictures you see and the final version will be some of the external chamfers will be changed in their measurements. I think a lot of people who missed out on boards like the Ogre by Zekken will be down to clown to get into this group buy. It's nice, it's simple, gasket. This is a 2020 right there. Next is the KK64, and okay, this is a little wild. It's a 60% and it looks a little bit bonkers, to be honest. And I don't necessarily mean that in a completely bad way. Specs: 7.49 degree adjustable typing angle, Type-C port, 6630 aluminum, single backlight. Colors available are Angel White, Elegant Gray, Mysterious Black, Prussian Blue, Pink, and Passionate Red. Wait, where's the adjective for pink? Come on, what gives? Okay, well, you've been looking at the pictures. Let's address the elephant of this keyboard, and it's that massive U-bracket that acts as a tilt for the keyboard. Not a big fan of all the extra space. I like how it looks. I don't think it looks horrible. Basically it's a singular piece that screws onto both sides, but sandwiched between that bracket and the board is a USB hub, and wow, looks like you're gonna have to plug the keyboard to your computer with the C port, which will leave you 4 USB-A ports to use as a hub. I'm wondering where are the specs of all these ports, because if we've learned anything from, the original HHKB Pro 2, if you make them too underpowered, not many people will find good use for them. Well, the hub and the massive tilting bracket are the identity of this keyboard. So what do you think? I don't think the huge bracket of the foot is the worst of ideas, but I'm also not a huge fan of the hub, and I don't know. If this costs more than like $400, yeah. Lastly, in our main topics is the Kon Momo and BBox case. Both the keycaps in the case are by Yorkchan and Burger.work. At the moment, we only have 2 pictures to go off of, but hey, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words after all. Well, let's aim for 100 words each since we don't have all day. The keyset is a blue and red on a creamy white. I think it looks unique with the modifiers having the red color accent be a part of the modifier, like the X on the backspace and the A inside the caps lock. I think that's pretty nifty. For the alphas, they look fine and the colors work in conjunction with each other. The BBox case though, it seems interesting. the case, it seems to be a 60% tray mount, or at least has compatibility for the standard 60% PCBs with left side USB ports. If your 60% has the same compatibility as the GH60, you're pretty much fine. The case will have a 7-degree typing angle, will be made of injection molded translucent pink ABS, and what's nice is the kit also includes a stand and a free sticker sheet. Woo, woo. But hey, not many keyboards are including stands, right? I mean, a lot of cases these days are including TXL cases. I wonder if we'll start seeing some include like display stands. That'd be an interesting future of keyboards. The look of the case is very retro, and if you had a translucent N64 or Game Boy, you'll probably want the BBox. I'm curious to see how the pricing will be. Will the Kon Momo and BBox case be separate items for us to buy, or just a kit that kind of, you buy it all and it is what it is? Who knows? Who knows? What I do know is that it's time for the, wait for it, where'd it go? Rapid fire. First, we have SA Skyriter, which is a Smith Corona Skyriter typewriter-inspired set that features deep, rich forced seafoam and olive green colors. It's on Novel Keys right now. Check it out. It's an SA. I'm not really into SA sets, but if you are into SA sets and typewriters, there you go. Next is a boat-inspired interest check. It's the X Arx TKL. It has some roundness going for it. I'd rather actually have the back piece be a single piece instead of the accent. Also, 4.20 degree typing angle. Hey! Also because it's 2020 O-ring mount and F13 layouts. I can't believe I have to say this. Next is the Uwu Owo Deskmat interest check. I feel like that's all I need to say. Uwu. This next topic is a very surprising one for weebs. Okay, weebs, you hear GMK Rin, and what do you think? Nope, this isn't a Fate set, but it's a set inspired by one person's shorty. There you go. Not bad. Next up, we have the EV1 switches, and they're linear switches in the theme of Evangelion. I guess dropping one letter makes them safe from the trademark police. Aside from the color and 63.5 gram spring, nothing is too exciting, at least they don't look super overpriced at 55 cents per. Next, we have the Infinikey Marshmallow. Whenever you feel marshmallow, do you mentally say marshmallow so you don't forget how to spell it? That's what I do. That aside, the novelties are decent, but to be honest, the novelties in the set could be confused with like little cute pieces of tofu, and I'm trying to see why this shouldn't just be called Infinikey Fried Tofu, right? Come on, fried tofu, Infinikey, yeah, you're welcome. Our next set returns us to the popularity of IDE themes. ePBT Be The One is inspired by the One Dark Pro theme. I think a better name would have been ePBT Dark Pro, because hey, if we're talking about the one, there's only one Neo. Next is the original Aspiration or OA switch. It's a JWK linear for 60 cents per. Polycarb top housing, HPWPE bum white whatever bottom housing, and stems of palm, 60 cents each. Next, our next set is inspired by the Futurama show, and it's for Slurp, their drink. It's Cat Slurp. As a name, I keep thinking it's like an improper complete sentence, like the Cat Slurp. Cat Slurped what? As I said, I'm not a fan of the colors. It's like JTK toxic for the modifiers, and since GMK Lasers alphas couldn't show up, they substituted the modifiers for the alphas instead, and here you go. Not for me. But let's get away from that negativity. Let's take a grand tour, which is our next topic, the Grand Tour, which is inspired by a NASA poster celebrating the route of the Voyager 2 spacecraft. Cool. Cool theme. Not a horrible execution, but I think it needs work. It needs work. Something about the yellow for the shifts and those purples don't work for me. The rest of it, I think it's kind of nifty. I don't know what kind of board I'd put it on, but back down on Earth, a lot of us see ducks every day, and if you want to get more ducks, why not get this desk mat with a duck on it? It's a duck mat. I'm pretty sure Nebulant will get this. Our next mat is less duck and more silicone because it's the silicone mat. It's 25 inches by 15, which is a pretty nice size for build. You can fit, TKLs quite comfortably on that. The mat will have small compartments that you can put screws and other small stuff in that you're working on, but $50 for a silicone mat, a bit pricey. The Drop Top 55 is a 55% board for those who aren't sure that they're ready to plunge themselves all the way into that 40% territory just yet. Or maybe it's for people who like 40s, but actually need a complete alpha cluster. I'm not sure. Tell me which one you are if you're buying this board. Next up, we have Boot Play. With this much news, I was wondering when we'd see a macro pad. Boot Play, Boot Play, Boot Play. It sounds like a fetish, like, hey, I'm into Boot Play. What about you? Only downside, other than sounding a bit naughty, is it's a 3D printed case. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would actually like this project in an aluminum milled case. Hopefully maybe for a second version. And for our actual 40% keyboard topic this week, we have the Ponk 40. It's actually not the only one, but another one. It's good to see Alix at Ponk back again. Hope you're doing good. $350, milled aluminum 40%, 3 different layout options, 4-degree typing angle, frosted acrylic layer from sweet RGBs. It's a 40%. It's a pass for me, but I know 40% people. This is you, right? Tell me if it's good. Our next set is DSA Pastel Toys, which I describe as too whimsical. It reminds me of Easter eggs more than anything else, but the alphas are pretty nice. After that, we have GMK Retrobot. I know this is supposed to be inspired by vintage/retro scientific art styles with robots. I keep looking at this and think it's like Honderbite, but it's missing colors. The white armor version is the better version of this set, though. Our next cherry profile set is JTK Natural Selection by JTK. Some of the novelties seem pretty cool, and the colorway doesn't seem horrible. There's just like something about it I can't put my finger on, and I was supposed to finish that in the script, but I have still no clue why something doesn't seem right about this set. I think it reminds me too much of something else that I can't remember. On the other hand, something I would pick up with a finger would be the underscore 33 keyboard, because it's so small. It's painfully small, but hey, it's $50. It's $50 for a small form factor keyboard. So if you're stuck at home wanting a random soldering project, underscore 33, I guess. Our last Deskmat topic today is the Alpine Deskmats, which cost $20 plus shipping. Yep, here they are. Okay then. Next up is, oh look, it's PBT Amalfi. I remember covering this. What did I say? Reverse the alphas and mods, and the set will look way better. Well, that's okay. You didn't listen, but this is your set after all. Best of luck, and I do like the Rama cap. Second to last in the news is GMK GB. They're transparent GMK keycaps. I think the best part, absolutely best part, is the GMK base color that they put is FU1. I kind of want this. I don't know why. FU1. Well, that's the news for this week in keyboards. I do have an announcement. Yes, I'm going to be putting something on the calendar. On Saturday the 29th, next Saturday, at 4 p.m. Pacific, I'll be doing a very special kind of stream. I'll be joined with Hugo Keys and Lightning Keyboards, aka Hugo and Diego, and we're going to do a pretty cool stream. It's going to be fun. Just tune in, see what happens, see what happens. Hopefully it's cool. You can follow me on Twitch in the link down below if you're interested in following and making sure you keep up with that. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching this week in keyboards. More videos on the way, so get subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. And no matter what, keep on keyboarding.